Thanks once again for dropping by the channel. If you like the content, if you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it, if you felt it was useful. Now let's get into this. So straight into this, I'm not going to talk about lockdown, self-isolation, stuff like that. We all know where we stand with that. Let's get straight into this. I'm on boxing scene here, and obviously it goes without saying there's a lack of boxing news. There's no fights being announced or anything like that. And it was actually only today, at some stage, I decided to just go back, say like a month or two, back to kind of early February, and just see my channel, and the amount of traction the channel was getting at the time when boxing was still going was incredible, and to see just how little news and how little things there are now is crazy. But Dillian White's been having a say, in his own little way, about Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker, we know, said in the Sky Sports interview there, I think last week, that he would love the Chisora fight, but he'd also love a Dillian White rematch. I think most people would like to see a Dillian White rematch at this stage, just to see if Parker's progressed a bit, and they're supposed to see if Dillian White's progressed a bit. Now, it goes without saying, Dillian White, since they fought, and that was July 2018, it's been nearly 2 years, Dillian White has fought the better opposition. That goes without saying. Dillian White in the immediate time has fought Derek Chisora, he's fought Oscar Rivas, fought Marius Vac, who is still, I would say he's still better than the guys that Joseph Parker's been fighting. And obviously he's got this fight with Povetkin coming up as it stands on July the 4th. But he's been saying a lot of things here about Joseph Parker. I'm going to quote what Dillian White says here. This is what he told Sky Sports. It says, "I beat him up already and I beat him up again. Joseph Parker shouldn't be struggling with guys like Shondell Winters. Who the hell is that guy? No one's ever heard of him. Instead of prancing around his kitchen, he should go and fight someone credible, like Derek Chisora, like Oscar Rivas. I tried to fight Parker before we even fought, when he was WBO champion. He didn't want to fight me, but he knew that fighting me now would get him a big payday. I fight Joseph Parker again, I knock him out. I went into the fight with a broken hand, a broken rib, and I still destroyed him. I didn't outbox him, I dominated him. Imagine if I go in 100%, no injuries, what's going to happen? The left hand was broken. It was the hand I knocked him down with. Joseph Parker's had a lot of opportunities and he wasted them. Simple as that. He had an opportunity to beat AJ. He fought like a coward in that fight. He had an opportunity to beat me. He done alright, but he's just talking something. I'm sick of these heavyweights. If you really want me, don't call my name. When I want it, they didn't want to fight me." So that's what Dillian White has to say on Joseph Parker, making some... He almost contradicted himself here. He's saying that he beat Joseph Parker, he dominated him. It was a competitive fight. Make no mistake about it. Said he dominated Joseph Parker, and then he says he had the opportunity to beat me, and he done alright. Alright, so he's contradicted himself just straight away there. What I have to think about that, Dillian White versus Parker was a fun fight, the first fight. If we get a rematch, I would definitely be happy about that, because the first fight was great. So seeing a rematch would be perfect. At this stage, it does depend on how Dillian White is to get through Povetkin, but it also depends on what the mandatory situation with the WBC is going to be moving forward. I have another video lined up which is going to go out not long after this, which kind of, I'm going into a bit of, it's more about AJ versus Fury, but I'm explaining kind of how the mandatory situation is going to work. And I do think Dillian White's mandatory is going to get pushed back. Till when, I don't know. But that provisional date they have of February 2021, I don't think that's going to happen with regards to mandatory. And I don't think it's necessarily going to be because of the undisputed fight. I think the coronavirus is going to push everything back. Mandatory is everything. In terms of what White said there about Parker struggling with Shondell Winters, I didn't think he struggled. I thought he got rid of the guy. I thought he done what he needed to do in that fight. Shondell Winters you could see there was potential there, but age and at the wrong weight, no potential. But I'd imagine Winters, if he had turned pro in his late 20s, there would have been some good athleticism there. He did appear to have a bit of athleticism there, even at 39. Having said that, Dillian White has been fighting the better opposition, it goes without saying. Joseph Parker's fought that Flores guy back in 2018. He fought Leopold last year, even fight Molina, and obviously he's fought Winters this year. He's not been fighting great opposition, it has to be said. But Dillian White, let's forget now, he looked shocking against Marius Whyte last time out. You know, he did take that fight on short notice. It does have to be said. He was saying in that interview there with Sky Sports that he had the chance to fight Joseph Parker. Just Parker had the chance to fight him when Parker was WBO heavyweight champion. Now, Parker was champion for what? 2 years? Give or take? He was definitely champion for over a year, but it was like 2. No, he was champion for over a year. In that time, he beat Andy Ruiz. He had a mandatory against Hughie Fury that I believe he had to face. And we know there was a lot of all kinds of goings on with the Hughie Fury situation. He ended up having to fight Kajanu on short notice because he was meant to fight Fury in April 2017. They ended up pushing that fight back to September. Never in Joseph Parker's title reign did I ever hear rumours about him facing Dillian White. I mean, Dillian White was pretty much going into the WBC route as far back as 2017. You know, there was talk of him, you know, fighting Deontay Wilder and like before Wilder fought Stavern in the rematch. So Dillian White, I think, is exaggerating a bit of the truth there, and for him to say that he had a broken rib and a broken hand against Joseph Parker, the hand that put him down, and this is the first I'm hearing of this, and that fight was nearly 2 years ago, and I've done videos about that fight, I watched that fight, everything. It's the first I've heard about it. It has to be said, fighters do go into, you know, camp with injuries, pre-existing injuries, but broken hand, I seriously doubt that. Maybe an injury to the rib there, maybe possibly, but what he's saying here, I seriously doubt that. And for him saying that he was, you know, dominating that fight, well, the first knockdown was a headbutt. I mean, that was blatant, or a headbutt. Early on in that fight, Parker was fresh. The speed difference was insane. You know, I thought Parker was winning that fight very early on until White's aggression started to tell true and White started to gas late on in that fight. It was a good fight, don't get me wrong. I would love to see a rematch, definitely. But what Dillian White is saying here, and obviously he's referring to Joseph Parker prancing around the kitchen, that's in relation to that Grease sketch him and his missus did. I seen it on Instagram. They mimed the Grease. What was it? What song was it? It was a song from Grease, I know that. The movie Grease, but I can't remember which song it was. But they mimed that song. And obviously he's been doing that online workout with Tyson Fury. So Dillian White really going in here on Joseph Parker. We need to see what happens with Dillian White versus Alexander Povetkin. I think Dillian White's going to win that fight if it happens on July the 4th. After that fight, I would love to see Joseph Parker versus Dillian White in a rematch, because Joseph Parker is a lot younger than Dillian White. I think Joseph Parker's 27, 28, maybe 29 in a push, but he's still quite young. He's not really had, like, probably Dillian White fight is the hardest fight Joseph Parker probably ever had. You know, the AJ fight was a low volume fight. There wasn't a lot of clean punches landed by either man. He has no miles on the clock, Joseph Parker. Dillian White, Oscar Rivas was a tough fight. Both Chisora fights were tough. Had that hard fight against AJ. Marius Whyte fight was tough. Parker fight was tough. Dillian White has had hard fight after hard fight after hard fight after hard fight. He's in his mid-30s now. Well, early-ish to mid-30s. You're going to see a toll. I would expect to see Dillian White start slowing down soon, you know. And let's not face facts, he's blowing up in weight in between fights a lot of the times. So he's losing a lot of that weight, spending a lot of time in training camp getting rid of the weight. I would expect to see Dillian White start to slow down in the near future. So who knows, if I'd love it. I would imagine probably going to get to see Dillian White out once this year, more than likely. But if Dillian White is to have another fight come the end of the year, I would love to see him and Parker in a rematch, just to see where they both are in their respective careers. So Dillian White definitely been going in, you know, Dillian White talks a lot of trash, he really does. He's been going in on Joseph Parker in his own way, in his roundabout way, but in terms of a rematch between the two, I'd love to see it. I really would. I think it'd be a fun rematch, I think it'd be a fun fight. I'd love to see Joseph Parker show a bit more meanness, you know. He definitely, when Parker wants to, he can be explosive when he wants to. Problem is it's just getting him to be that way. You know, when you see him go late with guys like Alex Leopold, you know that if Parker had that raw aggression, had that rawness to him, he could get rid of these guys fairly quickly and fairly easily. Because I do think Parker, I'm not going to say he's a crazy, devastating puncher, but I think his power is underrated. I do. I think when he really does try and he really does put shots together, there is power there. I mean, you can see that definitely with some of the shots. You can see it with the way some of the shots land. When you hear some of the shots Joseph Parker throws, you can actually hear that there's explosiveness there, but he needs to you should just find more dog in them. So those are my thoughts on this. Let me know yours down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Straight to the box in this video, unlike some other ones, but hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Would you be interested in seeing a rematch? Let me know in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, so before I go, I just want to say thank you for dropping by the channel. I really do appreciate it. I mean, all the support, all the things that have happened on this channel over the last year have been incredible. If you're new to the channel, as you see on screen there's a couple of like older videos that I have. Some of them aren't really relevant now, to be fair, but some of them are, like my Fighters with a Problem series, stuff like that. If you like any of this, please subscribe, like the video you just watched, share it, do it, all you gotta do. Let's try and keep this channel going, because I love doing this and I love interacting with the fans, and I love hopefully the fans love watching my videos. So thank you for dropping by. I've been G-Man. I will talk to you.